Yo, guys. So I'm gonna keep this intro very brief because I've been meaning to talk about this for quite a while, and anybody who keeps up with, my uploading schedule kind of knows that I'm kind of inconsistent with this. So, yeah, you already read the title. I talked about this in a previous video, and man, I'm already disheartened to talk about this damn movie. But yeah, I stand by what I said in the title. It's, in my opinion, the worst comic book movie of all time. And look, I understand it's really easy to pick on like earlier comic book movies because they are low budget and the writing was not always there, and it's really easy to make fun of the way that they look and just the whole thing. However, what I think makes something truly bad is everything that I'm about to go over for what makes this the worst to me. So, anybody who watched this movie has the unfortunate truth of understanding that this movie is somehow only 2 hours yet feels like a goddamn lifetime. Like, I've never seen a movie so brutally tell the people watching it to fuck off, and I don't understand. Like, I came into this movie late, like 10 minutes late, and yet somehow before the 30-minute mark was hit, I was already I was already ready to leave. Like, how do you make something that's in theory on paper so, you know, like breathtaking, like so imaginatory, I guess, if that's the proper word to use. Like, how do you make something that creative so boring? Like, I'm already, like, okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. I'm not even really that much of an Ant-Man fan in the first place, but after seeing the trailer, I got pretty excited. Like, it was a really good trailer. I'm not gonna lie to you, it got my hopes up. And my God, did it kill my hopes within the first 20 minutes? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, let's start off with one of the big problems. Modoc. Like, this, I know that superhero movies have like this whole gimmick of like putting two villains in the movie just to fill out space, fill out time, and just because for the fans, I guess. But like, this guy was a putting him in the movie was a waste of time, waste of money, waste of I don't even know what else that actor has been in, but like, I don't know. I want to assume that he's been in something where he was good, and this just gave him a really bad rap. Like, and I look, I don't like Modoc any more than I even like Ant Man. But like, can you imagine being a Modoc diehard, someone who read the comics and likes this character, and coming into this movie and seeing how hard you can make somebody just one character so unappealing and so bad. This has nothing to do with the CG involved with that character. I can look past the CG. I don't like that doesn't matter to me nearly like as much. But like, when you make like a mini show on your streaming service about a character, and that somehow does more justice to them than the live action iteration. Because when I say streaming service version, I literally mean they made an entire show about this guy just to make fun of him. Like, and somehow that show right there does more justice for him than this movie. Like, what do you even say about a character who gets introduced as the villain, a secondary villain on that, immediately gets bitched by the main villain, like, is annoying just to listen to, gets clowned on by a teenage girl near the end, and then sacrifices himself immediately delivers one of the worst lines I've ever heard in a comic book movie history. My name is Darren, and I am not a dick. And then just dies. Like, MODOK dies. I don't know, man. I literally don't know. Like, it felt like they were embarrassed to even call him MODOK. And I don't even know why I'm so passionate about it. I don't even like this character. But having to sit through any piece of dialogue involved with this walking trash can genuinely drove me to insanity. Like, and somehow, some way, he's not the worst part of it. Like, there's a lot of stuff to the side I want to get into. Like, I've never seen a movie waste Bill Murray before, so this movie has that going for it. It has awkward side characters that are insanely insufferable, and just like there's this like weird looking guy who, like, his whole story arc is that he doesn't have holes, and then at the end of the movie he gets shot through by Kang's soldiers, and he has holes now, and that's his arc. Like, there's cylinder head guy, there's warrior chick, and if you're wondering why I'm not saying their names, it's because I don't remember their name. I don't remember their names. Like, I don't know who those people are. I don't even know if they're in the comics or not. I don't care. I don't care. Like, the soundtrack is not memorable at all, which sucks because I feel like, you know, I always want to show love to the people who are responsible for the soundtrack, and yet, like, I don't remember a single thing from the soundtrack. Like, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, the action, which is probably the reason why a lot of people came to the movie in the first place, because this was supposed to be Kang's first outing. The action is genuinely like the most forgettable action I've ever seen in a movie. Period. Like, period. Like, I've only ever seen like one scene from a Jason Bourne movie, and it was like an action scene where the camera was going all over the place, and you could barely see what was happening. That action scene is more memorable to me than literally anything that happened in this one. Like, I don't know what to say, dude. I don't know. I feel like they didn't gain anything with this. I don't get it. I do not get it. Like, and let's get to like the biggest problem. Kang, the goddamn clusterfuck. Like, and this is the key. This is the key that makes this movie the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. Yes, it's like, production wise, directing wise, it's better than anything that came out of, like, you know, the 1990s, like, comic book wise. Like, yeah, on that level. But what makes it so bad is build up. You make a new final boss, the follow up, the follow up, the follow up to Thanos. And the craziest part is, the build up for this character was pretty good. They introduce him as an anomaly. They introduce him as the living embodiment of a question mark. Just an individual with unknown power, with unknown goals, and unknown threat level. And honestly, I think that that's how it should be done if you're building up this massive villain that you're going to have all the new Avengers get together with to stop. And they build this guy up like he can't be stopped. Like, even with Thanos, there's like a level of, hey, okay, there's this one timeline, this one chance that we have to stop this guy. This one chance. With Kang, they made it out like there was no chance. Like, there was zero chance that this guy could be stopped. That what this guy had in his arsenal was, there was nothing that anybody could do. They build him up as a guy who apparently took out Thor in another timeline and just shrugged it off. He just thinks of the Avengers as just a name. It's nothing to him. They're just bodies on just paving his road to whatever goal he's trying to get to. And in the movie, it seems like they're building him up that way. That's like, they keep referring to him as just him. They don't even want to say this man's name. That's how intimidating they build him up to be. And when it's all said and done and we get to the final, like the climax of the movie, this man gets curb stomped by fucking ants. And I'm not paraphrasing here. He gets curb stomped by an army of ants. There was a joke. There was a joke that was going around before this movie came out. Because people were thinking, why are you picking Ant-Man to be the first movie that you show that you have Kang in? Why is this going to be his coming out party? But, all the Marvel diehards wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? After seeing the trailer, I started to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm just like, you know what? Even if they never live up to Infinity War and Endgame ever again, which I kind of called that was going to happen after watching Infinity War and Endgame. I knew that it was never going to get more hype than that. And so far, it seems like that's exactly what's going to happen. There was a joke. There was a joke that was going around where somebody said, I don't know who said it, somebody said, you know what? What if Ant-Man literally just beats him with his ants? And everybody I knew laughed that off. Everybody I knew laughed that off. Because it was so silly. Because there was no possibility of that being the case. And then Marvel just said, hold my beer. Like, I don't know, dude. I do not know. I don't get it. Like, there's a lot of things that the MCU has done that made fans kind of go, okay, you know what? I need to separate myself from the comics. I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is. Because, you know what? If I look at it in the context of what this universe is and what it's doing, this is fine, This is horrible. This is dreadful. Like this man, Kang, literally, like, we're in the climax, right? He's at his boiling point. This is the point in the movie where the freedom fighters of this world are coming to try to take out Kang. And we get to see Kang let loose and just show that fury, that passion, that end boss fucking domination. You know what this man does? He zaps a few people. He unironically he pew 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 pew. And then he takes out head cylinder guy. And then he gets curb stomped by goddamn fucking ants. This movie ruined me. This is the most painful theater experience I've ever had. And what made it all so much worse is that not only did I pay to see this movie, I paid for somebody else to see it. I paid for somebody else to suffer through this with me. Even the worst of movies, even the worst of them, are at least fun when you have somebody there with you to go through that pain with you. I had a whole group of friends with me to see this shit, and we unanimously decided that it was not worth sticking around for the end credit scene. But you know what? I decided against that. Just out of, I don't know, faint hope or something. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, maybe I was crazy. Maybe the movie made me crazy. Who the fuck knows? And I make that decision only for them to give the lamest end credit scene I've ever seen. Like in the end credit scene, three Kangs get together. And I know that they're all from the comics. I know they're actual characters. And like the main one of them, the main one, they literally fucked up on his makeup. He's got a painted blue face, and you can literally see the areas on his face that they missed in the paint. You can literally see it. And then they pan out to show an arena of Kangs. Hold up. Let me demonstrate this for you. To show an arena of Kangs going, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know, man. This, long story short, this movie is torture to watch. And fun fact, I actually haven't watched it all the way through since the first time I watched it. And since I was technically late to get to the theater by like 10 minutes, I technically have never seen it all the way through. Because I went back and watched the opening scene on YouTube. So just so I know I didn't miss anything important. I didn't. I really didn't. So yeah. Like, I know there's a lot of other movies that people want to call the worst comic book movie of all time. Like, people want to say Catwoman. People want to say Captain Marvel. People want to say The Marvels now. You know, but no, it's this one. It's definitely this one. See you guys next time.